hold on. I gotta do some thematic music for this one. Hold on, let me pull it up. Let me play this while I pull it up. Wait, hold on. I wanted to be a surprise. There we go. It's loading.
132 in Bush. I've got him at gunpoint.
Okay, gunpoint 132 in Bush. Covers code 3.
Being sent.
Unit 2514 can transmit on tag 2.
Watch out, y'all.
Code 3.
Watch out, y'all. The Nintendo Mafia's back at it again. And look at who they collabing with this time. Oh, man. Here we go again. Nintendo fucking with people for no goddamn reason. Now, I haven't read this article or anything. I just looked at the title for this article, which is Major Nintendo Switch Piracy Website Seized by FBI. And I said, oh my God, they're back at it again. Nintendo is shutting niggas down left and right. Now, this may be one of the few times they're justified, but I don't know. I might never buy a Nintendo game again. Fuck you mean they working with the FBI? Nigga, I'm a black American. You know what the FBI means to me? Quick history lesson without yapping. If you don't know, you can do further research if you care. But if you didn't know, as far as America goes, the FBI was created to hunt down black people. It has origins in a group that was designed to hunt down slaves, Catcher Freeman type shit. Not exactly in a way of getting a black man to hunt down black people, but in terms of the idea of hunting freed slaves down, yeah, that's what was going on. That's what was happening. Major Nintendo Switch piracy website seized by FBI. Oh, this shit about to be funny as hell or real as hell. One of the biggest Nintendo Switch piracy sites around has been taken down by the FBI as part of a law enforcement operation on Thursday. Yeah, you know what that operation was? Nintendo called up and said, "Hey, nigga, y'all cop forces, y'all need $1 million donation randomly. Then you gonna go ahead and get this site gone. Get them niggas gone." And magically, out of nowhere, $1 million gonna appear in your bank account, and it's gonna be a donation from an anonymous donor. That's what they said. Nintendo put a head out on these niggas. That's what it sounded like. NSW2U was one of the better known repositories for Switch ROMs online, allowing people to play games on hacked Switches or emulators, blah, 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 without buying the game. Video game piracy. This domain has been seized by the Federal Bureau of Investigation in accordance with seizure warrant, blah, 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 all the legal shit. Reads a notice now posted on the site when you visit the URL, says the FIOD, a Dutch agency that investigates financial crimes in the Netherlands, was also involved. Damn! So Nintendo didn't just call up the American police, they hit up the Netherlands police and was like, "Hey, nigga, you want a random $1 million donation? I got you. Get these niggas gone." Nintendo, boy. Y'all some funny niggas. Boy. According to users on the Switch piracy subreddit, this site was still active earlier today, with many claiming to have downloaded games within the last few hours. The site was first added to the EU piracy watch list back in May this year. The FBI and Nintendo did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The Mario Maker has been cracking down on Switch piracy over the last few years, including taking legal actions against making major emulators illegal, blah, blah, blah. We read about that. The original Switch was hacked early in its life, and I suspect that's going to happen to the second Switch. Which to me, this is fucking funny. Nintendo really called up the FBI and said, "We want these niggas gone." And they was gone next day. Same day, the FBI digitally slid and they got rid of this website. Bro, I'm telling you, niggas be thinking that Nintendo Mafia shit a joke. It's not. We just read this article. Nintendo called the police up and said, "Hey, nigga, get this site taken the fuck down." They called the police in 2 countries on the website. They called the police in 2 countries on this website. Let me repeat that again. They called the police in 2 countries on this website. Fucking crazy. I don't know. Shit like this to me is just funny because, like, real is real, There's like 100 other sites. Now, I'm not gonna name them, but they do exist. And if you take down every website, let's say you take down every website and nobody ever makes another website based on like piracy of Switch games, you know what's gonna happen? There's gonna be a Discord, there's gonna be a subreddit, there's gonna be a something somewhere, some way where somebody shares this shit regardless. So all of this, it's like, hey man, this shit funny for a little while, but it's not gonna last that long. But going back to talking about more Nintendo news, give me a second. I need to put something in a certain spot so I can. All right. Anyway, yeah. Nintendo called the feds on these niggas. Oh, I forgot to open this as an article. But yeah. So this one, I skimmed through this article and I've seen other stuff about it. But basically, the whole Nintendo Switch game voucher system, if you had any of those gold coins for Nintendo Switch, like those coins that you got, that would give you discounts on future games and stuff like that for buying games. If you got those, you can no longer get those or the game vouchers after next year sometime. Launch, blah, 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 blah. Usually at a cheaper overall price than if they were bought traditionally. The vouchers will remain available for purchase until January 2026. Purchase vouchers are valid for 1 year. So Nintendo is allowing you to purchase the ability to get a discount, if that's what I'm hearing. Whatever. I just pulled that article more so to let y'all know, hey man, that shit is about to be out of here. That shit is in jeopardy. It's cooked. Also, this one, I just wanted to let y'all know about it more so than go over it in depth. But the short version is basically there's a lot of shady stuff going on a business side of Subnautica 2. So the Subnautica game, from what I'm understanding, should be decent, Subnautica 2, but there's been a lot of shady stuff. Like they've been firing some of the leadership and stuff like that right before the game came out. One of the most egregious things I heard is they delayed the game so that they wouldn't have to pay bonuses. It was like hundreds of millions of dollars of bonuses they would have paid to their developers had they got it out at the right time, but they delayed the game so that they didn't have to put those give out those bonuses or anything, which to me is fucking crazy. But anyway, yeah, I just more so wanted to let y'all know about this. I might skim through the article a little bit. How much? Oh, Qaptain specifically addresses its 500. No, it wasn't that. I saw it somewhere when I was scrolling. Originally reported by Bloomberg, Unknown World's entire team was reportedly going to receive a share of $250 million bonus if the company hit its financial goals in 2025. And they delayed this game so this studio wouldn't be able to get any of that money. And I forgot what else Qaptain owns, but I know they own some other pretty big games. Qaptain. They own Enzoid. That game's financially successful. It's a big Sims competitor. Decom. Oh, PUBG. That's what it was. These niggas own PUBG. What else? Do they have anything else crazy? They own PUBG, a Gacha, which is probably not. These niggas own Mini Golf King. Callisto Protocol. Don't nobody give a fuck about that game for real. Redacted. Whatever. I'm seeing if they got anything crazy. Road to Valor, whatever. Subnautica. They own PUBG and PUBG and 2 gachas. Cause I know about Smash Legends. This shit is super gacha. Super gacha. This shit actually looks like it might be fire. Hold on. Actually, no, fuck this company. Wait. I know how to support the developers without supporting the company. Yeah, so they own 2 gachas in PUBG, which for all intents and purposes basically functions like a fucking gacha. So these niggas can definitely afford to pay them damn developers a part of that $250 million. They're more so just keeping the money for themselves, being money hungry. And this is why like Eastern development studios are usually fucking trash, because in more Western development studios, like in Japan, Korea, stuff like that, if they get excess money, okay, this looks like a cool game I'll play in my spare time, because it honestly looks like a flash game. But studios overseas, they're more likely opt for, if they're if they get record profits or anything like that, they more so opt to take those record profits and dispense it out. Like I heard so many stories over the years of studios in Japan having stuff like at Nintendo where the higher ups, they earn like $1 or $2 million a year, and there's been times where they took pay cuts so their employees would be able to keep working instead of having to fire everybody. I remember seeing studios of like Shift Up, I think it was. Those are the people who made Stellar Blade. When their game was financially successful, they brought everybody a Nintendo Switch. Like shit like that is stuff you see in overseas studios. American studios, you'll never see no shit like that. But now that we're done talking about those articles, if you are not familiar with the way that the stream operates and you are watching live, all you must do to continue watching this stream is to refresh your tab. I am just starting and stopping the VOD for the purposes of making it easier to cut up and upload to YouTube. So just reload your tab. Give it like 5 seconds, reload your tab.